I'm very excited. I don't know specifically why, but I am very excited because I think somebody is going to actually turn their microphone on today and request um, that we can hear their voice to ask the question. But you don't have to if you don't want. Hey, Mike, I got your question, so we're definitely going to tackle them. Um, but first, I want to welcome everybody to this next edition. I don't remember how many we've done of the Ask Stewart Hour. I want to thank Jalal for telling me that I need to send out an email well in advance about the Ask Stewart Hour. See, I post when the next Ask Stewart, easy for me to say, Ask Stewart Hour is. In boot camp, it's always there. In fact, the next one, which is in 2 weeks from now, is there. I put it in the Facebook page, but I should make it my business to also put it in an email well before. So I want to thank Jalal for reminding me of that very kindly, and we're done with that. So the next Ask Stewart Hour, if you guys want to mark it down, is September 15 from at 11 o'clock Eastern. September 15th, that's a Tuesday. And then after that, 2 weeks later, we have one October 1st. And that will have a special guest. You know, I always like to bring in a special guest. I have Catherine Hegan with me. Who knows Catherine? Does anybody who's on the call right now know Catherine? She's a social media expert. She's brilliant. Excuse me. And I'm very excited to have her in. And we're going to talk about leveraging social media to promote your groups. Because while I might be a group expert, I ain't no social media expert. I know just enough to make me dangerous, but she's the guru in social media. Okay, now we're going to check the boards to see if anybody has any have any questions or comments. See if we can start off there. Let's see here. Carl, hey, all right. I'm glad you could see and hear me, Carl. Welcome, Mike. Appreciate. Yes, Mike. I'm definitely going to read your questions here before we go to what Mike's saying, because I want to jump right in here and get the maximum out of this hour together. Let's see who else has joined. Who else has joined? Hey, Judy's in. Welcome, Judy. Judy is a guest today in the Ask Stewart Hour. She's checking out boot camp. She's thinking of joining. So hopefully she's going to love what we got going over here today. And that would be great to have her in. So welcome everybody. And oh, Nancy joined us. Patty joined us. Very cool. We got a great group today. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. And just so you know, Judy, the way it works here, and I don't know, is there anybody else here other than Judy that's never been on the Ask Stewart Hour before? So go ahead and type in. If you've never, this is your first Ask Stewart Hour, aside from Judy, who's our guest. Anybody? Anybody? I don't think so. I'll keep looking. But the way it works is you can type in a question at any time, type a response at any time. We also want to do best practices sharing to see if you have an idea to share with somebody else, an experience. It could be a good one. It could be a bad one. They're all equally important so that we know how to really master the group business. Um, and I think we're going to start off with Mike. All right, Mike, here we go. Listen up, everybody. Now, this is everyone. Listen to this. This is important. Mike wants to know: do we have any boot campers who have done a group to Ireland? I have a contact with an Irish fraternal group and want to make my pitch. This guy will be an excellent Pied Piper, and I want to put together a great package for him to market with me. Come on, boot campers. Mike, this is great stuff. Come on, boot campers. Any comments regarding vendors or special added value items will be appreciated. So what we're going to do is I'm going to check the boards here to see if anybody has any comments. They help Mike out, and then let me attack it, see if I can give some helpful hints. But to be honest with you, Mike, I'm not your guy, man. I don't know. I don't have any Ireland contacts, but I do have something to recommend. So let me see if anybody else has anything. And also, you know, we put this on the podcast page after. So I would hope that somebody else would answer this. And Mike, either you or me, we can post this on the Facebook community page because I really want to get that going even more. So people post things so we can help each other out. I got to believe somebody can help you. We got a lot of people in boot camp. Anybody? Anybody? Here we go. Lorene. Okay, we got a great recommendation from Lorene. Mike, check this out. See, this is what I love. Everybody helping each other out. It's called Zegram Expedition. Expeditionos. Wait, did you really write that? Expeditionos. Expeditionos. I don't know. It sounds like they're Italian, but they're supposed to be Irish, right? Oh, we got a lot of people writing through here. Oh, it's Zegram Expeditions. So, Mike, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy this. Look at this. Look at this. Unbelievable how I can leverage the situations here. I'm gonna send that to all. And okay, so Lorene says that company does a fabulous job. Carl, thank you, Carl, says Europe Express and Globus have great group departments. The difference would be with Europe Express, you can customize. That's great stuff, Carl. And I am familiar with both companies. So Europe Express, you can customize, and they should maybe help you out in Europe. And Globus. Now, I wonder, Carl, doesn't Globus have monograms? I believe Globus has monograms, which I believe is a customizable FIT product. Excuse me, everybody. Hold on there. Listen, I'm not drinking coffee today. I'm drinking tea. Yeah, I'm drinking tea. I guess a nice green organic, although we buy organic tea by bulk. I didn't have time to make it up, but I have lavender, peppermint, spearmint, all kinds of crazy funky tea flavors, and that was a lesson from my wife. She ordered it, and we totally love making tea now. So hold on there. Thank you for giving me that moment. All right, so you guys are thinking about the monograms question I had from Carl. Mike says that this is okay, it's a fraternal group that he's working on to bring them to Ireland, the Loyal Order of Hibernians located on Long Island. Very cool. Um, that sounds great, man. It just sounds like a perfect group. The key is, Mike, why would this Pied Piper, why would the group need you? Why the heck do they need you? You know, why, what do you have that will solve their problem? Do they need to have an event? Do they want to set up some kind of a historic tour, cultural tour to go visit family? What kind of an experience do they seek? How can you transform their lives? This is the job of a travel professional, whether you're doing individuals or groups. How can you transform their lives? We don't use the word transforms in travel. I don't understand why. Don't you agree that travel transforms a life? When you go to a new destination, you experience it with a group, family, friends, or with your spouse. Isn't your life transformed by having those experiences? Whether it's a Caribbean cruise and doing new things, meeting new people, having new taste, or going on a river cruise. Oh, I'll talk about my river cruise too. I need to ask you guys a question. And also, if it's a land package, even if it's a beach vacation, your life is transformed. And if it's not, either the travel agent did a lousy job or the consumer did a really lousy job at making sure that they told you what they wanted or that they booked it on their own and they messed up. Okay, let me see here. Nancy, thank you, Nancy. This is another one for Mike. Is recommending CIE. CIE Tours. I've heard of them. Great company. And Lorene says that, oh, check this out, that Zegram, and forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, because I am the king of mispronunciations and typos, actually. So Zegram or Zegram, they also do custom FIT, Mike. So there you go. Carl said that monograms does FIT, but not as flexible as Europe Express in Carl's experience. Good deal. Lori, oh, that's a new one, Lori. We're going to take yours on now. So Mike says, what would make a nice package? Maybe 2 nights in Dublin, transportation ideas, Blarney Stone. What else? If anybody has any experience with Ireland, go ahead and type that stuff in. We'll share it. This is actually a great thing. And I know you posted this in the boot camp to post in the Facebook chat as well, because I want to reach as many people as possible. In fact, maybe I'll even send this out in an email to everybody when I announce the dates for the next Ask Stewart Hour. What do you say? But so let me see. I'm going to put that out there, Mike. See if anybody answers back. But one thing I would like to say to you is this, Mike. 2 things. Number one, and maybe you already have an understanding of what they need, what they're looking for. I don't know what stage you're at, but this goes for everybody. I think as salespeople, I hate to think of ourselves as salespeople. We should think of ourselves as people who transform lives. Okay, we want to get all of our homework done, and we want to put together offers and opportunities, and we put together what we think is going to be the best. But have you first, Mike, and for everybody, have you first sat there with a blank pad and paper and said, what do you need? What do you want? Now, get this. Have you ever said to your client, and I've said this before, I'm not sure I've ever said it on this Ask Stewart hour. Have you ever started off by saying to the client, tell me what you don't want? You want to see a startled look on their face? Okay, well, I got to take a picture here because I will use this on, when we load this up. No, I'm not vain or anything, but try asking your question. Tell me what you don't want, whether it's for groups or individuals. You're going to they're going to have a look on their face like, say, what? Let me tell you something, friends. People don't book vacations with you. They won't buy the vacation if you haven't overcome an obstacle, if you haven't overcome an objection, if you're giving something they don't want. So that's why they don't buy. You messed up. And we really can't blame them. Oh, you should have told me. No, I should have asked you. So tell me, what don't you want? And then, Mike, sit down with them and say, what's the mission of this trip? What's the mission statement? When you're sitting down planning a group, what is the mission of this group? Is it we're going to have an award ceremony? Is it a cultural thing? Is it religious? Is it organizational? Is it strictly friends and family connecting? Is it strictly cultural? Is it all about food? Because then you can back into the itinerary. Then you know where people need to go, need to stay. The other thing I want to recommend, and whenever I'm talking to you, Mike, but I'm talking to everybody on it. I know somebody else just joined us as well. The question I have that there are organizations out there, local organizations, all around the country, inbound operators. I don't know what you would call them. It's slipping my mind. But an inbound operator, a travel agent, just like you, who does inbound, who will set up a custom program or project just for you. So if you're with a consortium, if you're with a franchise, if you're with a host, see if they have as part of their preferred suppliers a company that DMC. That's what it's called, right? DMC. Is that what it's called? Not DMV. We don't want to go to the DMV. There's no DMVs, by the way, here in Tennessee. You don't ever have to get your car inspected. Unbelievable. All right, DMC. Oh, Destination Management Company. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you. Sometimes the brain works. So check into that because they can usually help a lot. Mike says, my mom and uncle always talked about going to Ireland. Mom's gone, but this past weekend my uncle spoke of regretting making the trip when they could. I want to get these folks who are looking for a last hurrah. It can be multi-generational. Mike, it sounds great. And listen, everybody, when you know that, what Mike just said, when you know that people have regret they didn't go, they should have gone, let that be an inspiration to you right now to talk to your clients and say, I know this upgrade, or I know this is a little longer than you want to be. I know it's a few dollars more than you wanted, or I know you still haven't made a decision yet, but the worst thing to do is to regret not going. The worst thing to do, I had lunch today with a very good friend, and he said to me something that his father always said to him, which is, I can always get extra money, but I can't ever get extra time. Something like that. There's always a good way to get more money, but there's never a way to get more time. And that's what we're all about. So, Mike, it sounds like you're on target here. This is good stuff. And Mike says, food? Heck no, we're talking about Ireland. I hear you. Well, then isn't Jameson Irish? Is Jameson Irish? That's Scotch. That's one of my other friends. Best, it's his favorite libation. And Mike says, I picture grandparent traveling with adult child. Maybe this is a wonderful multi generational trip. Okay, here we go. We're going to move now. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Neil, I see you have your hand up. So what I want to know, Neil, I don't know what that means here. Neil, do you want me to put your mic on? Is anybody requesting? Because you can click and say request that your mic be unmuted. You can't do it till I okay it, and I can't unmute you unless you okay it. So let me know either by typing in the box if you'd like me to unmute your mic to ask a question or make a comment, or Neil, did the hand go away? The hand went away. What the heck? That's crazy. All right, Lori says, and Mike, I know you have another question here. I got contacted by a martial arts instructor who wants to bring a group to England this October. Lori, really? That's next month according to my calendar. Holy cow. He says anywhere from 10 to 100 people. Aaron Hotel, my concern is how to do something like this such a short notice with no idea of how many people will actually attend. Part of me wants to run in the other direction since it is so last minute. How do I put a package together in such short notice with so much unknown? Don't really know how to begin. All right, Lori, here's the deal. I agree with you. What do you guys think? She has a group leader who wants to do anywhere from 10 to 100 people to England in October. So here's the deal. The first thing I would do before you spin your wheels, Lori, and put together a package and go nuts, only to find out that nobody's going to go. You got to find out if it's the real deal. And I would definitely go back into boot camp, look at my group viability test, look at that, and you need to determine if this is the real deal. Have they ever done this before as a group? Has the instructor ever done it? Do they have any track record? Look, Lori, if they have a track record, then this could be golden. If they have a history of traveling together as a group. But if they've never done it before, oh my goodness, they have to take vacation time. They have to come up with the money immediately. I got to believe final payment is due now, right, Lori? I'm telling you, stop the presses. Get off the horse. Pull the thing on the train here. Maybe you already know this, Lori, but know before you go. Friends, before you do any work on a group, any work, you need to be sure that it's going to happen. And there are ways to know it. You're going to evaluate the group leader. Are they the real deal? Are they just looking to travel free? Do they have a track record? Do they want to have skin in the game with incentives, right? And has anybody traveled with him before? Is he a true leader? Is he influential? Do people really, really want to travel with this instructor? Because maybe it was one of those emotional things. This instructor got really caught up and it's emotional. And he's going to make you spin your wheels and he's go, you know what? Sorry, we can't, maybe next year. Present them with those facts too. Say, listen, if I'm going to spin my wheels here, we got to be sure this is going to happen. And you may even want to charge a setup fee. And if they book the group, of course, the fee comes off when they book. If these people get together physically, can you have a meeting with them and say, who wants to go to Europe, to England in October? And if everyone looks at themselves and says, are you nuts? Then you look over at the instructor and say, are you nuts? But yeah, I don't know if that helped any, Lori, but I'm feeling for you here. This is a tough one. Let's see. Oh, Dixie joined. Hi, Dixie. Hi, Debbie. Welcome. This is awesome. We got a lot of people. Will is here. Welcome, Will. Glad to have you here. So let me see. Let's see what else here. Okay, Lori says, yeah, I know, right, in terms of the timing of it. So think about that, Lori. Give me any more feedback, and if anybody else wants to make a comment about that, Lorene actually said in all caps. She said, "No way." So Lorene is telling Laura, "No way." I don't know. Do these things ever really happen? I mean, look, I could see if it was a senior citizen group or something, or retired people. Let's not even say. I hate saying senior citizen. I don't like that. Maybe it's because no, I'm not a senior citizen, but I don't like the sound of that. It should be senior citizen should be out of respect. Well, they're like something of that they're highly experienced, seasoned. I don't know. In any case, um, certain groups of people have disposable income and free time. They can go like that. You guys may have clients like that. The retirees who are like, "Hey, let me know when you got a good deal. I can pack my bags in 25 minutes." But man, this sounds really weird. Okay. Okay, Lori. Let's see here. The world. Oh, I get it. So there's a big, right, there's a big championship going on there. It's the world championship going on of martial arts. Okay. So I'm sorry if you wrote that and I missed it. So everybody, there is an event going on. There is an event. So hey, folks, this is another tough one, Lori. Here's what I would do. Here's exactly what I would do if I was you, Lori. And listen up, everybody. If you ever have something like this come up, and even if it's within the immediate future, or if it's long term, if you can get together physically, have an emergency urgent meeting, because maybe they do want to go. Maybe you're sitting on something here. Maybe you're not. If they're not all together, have a conference call. Remember, I tell you all the time, how much does freeconferencecall.com cost you? Nothing. If you don't have a webinar license like I do, that's okay. There are other screen sharing things you can use these days, right? But maybe if there's an event, if there's hotels left at the event, if there's tickets left at the event, but ask them. I would make the decision, wouldn't make the decision yourself. Carl said it might be hard getting hotel space this close in, though, yeah, indeed. Yeah, either hotel space could be sold out, or it could be at a premium price, or maybe it's wide open. Maybe there's an opportunity, and I believe the euro was good against the dollar, so it could be a good time to get in, good time to buy. I don't know. Let's see. Anybody else? I'm checking up here to see if anybody else had any other comments or questions. Nope. All right, everybody, keep typing in here, and remember, I'm happy to turn your microphone on if you'd like. We got a great group here. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the next question, and I do have a question or actually something to share with you, because I did invite all you guys, if you wanted to come be a part of my special group I set up, my River Cruise 2017 group. I set up a Facebook page. It's public right now, but once we get deposits and we know who's in the group, I'm going to make it private. But I'm inviting you in because I want you to see that I don't just talk the talk in terms of teaching groups, but I do it too. I'm doing a partial ship charter of the Amacapella, which hasn't even been built yet, to April 2017, a partial ship charter. It's always been my dream to do it, Amur Waterways, and we're doing a rollout. And I'm almost done with the website, but we at least started the Facebook site up. So if you want to be it's River Cruise 2017, or come to my Facebook site and let me know. But I do have something to share with you. But first, let me read this, see if anybody else typed in anything. Okay. Mike wants to know, any boot campers with experience put together trips for Spanish-speaking groups? My Spanish is negligible, but my friend is Dominican. Spanish is his first language. I'm considering hiring one of his bilingual adult children who specialize in Hispanic groups. I suspect that such groups would be largely bilingual, but have a native Spanish speaker to help with the groups. Has to be a huge advantage, and he put that as a question mark. Don't you think that having a Spanish-speaking person on your staff to specialize in Hispanic groups. Absolutely, positively, hands down. Since my friend is Dominican and he has a limited interest in putting together a trip to Punta Cana, I would actually be more inclined to send him to Dominican or Mexican resorts with English-only speakers, since he could really help such people on the ground. Any suggestions for other destinations? So I will tell you, Mike, and everybody else. I don't know if anybody else specializes in Spanish-speaking groups, or I know that this is huge, not even a niche. It's just a tremendous opportunity, I do believe, and I don't know. Sitting here right now, I can't recommend other destinations because I don't know. I don't know where they travel. Do they go back to their homelands, their home countries? Do they go to Spain? You know, so it's not just South America, for instance. I don't know where we're talking here. It's tough. Anybody else have any experience here? Let me look up here. Nope, I haven't seen anybody make any comments or questions there about this. Will said, Will wants to know what the name of my Facebook River Cruise group is. If you go to Facebook and type in, you have two options. Go to the Bootcamp by Stuart, the private group. Hopefully you're in there. And I put a link. There's a link already there. Or just go to Facebook and type in River Cruise 2017. I believe it's River Cruise 2017. So without exiting out of the GoToWebinar, go ahead and give it a shot. Let me know if let me know if it works. I think that's what I called it. River Cruise 2017. And you have to request to be in, I think. And then, of course, I'll get you right in. So you can check it out, see how I'm going to be launching the River Cruise. So anybody with any help from Mike here, and this is another good thing, Mike, to post in our Facebook community and in boot camp, because I do believe it's a great opportunity, but I don't know. I don't know where they'd want to go and how this would work. But if you want to get into this business, and not you personally, but hire somebody on your team that speaks the language, that understands the culture, because they probably would want to do different things, eat different places, experience different things than we do, if they're heavily influenced by their culture, by their background. If not, then they're going to do any other trip like any of us. So it's wide open here. But I would say that having somebody who speaks the language, who can speak it, write it, even have a website. Anybody on the line right now have a website that's also in Spanish? I know some agents who actually do that. That's because people on staff who speak the language, who get it, who understand it, understand them, their wants and needs, which sometimes is different. Let's see what we got here. Okay, got it. Thank you, Neil. Cool. River Cruise 2017 gets you there. Okay, and if you can't get right in, no problem. As soon as we're done here, I'll go ahead and allow you, and should just request to be a part of the group. It is public, but apparently I still have to accept you in. And you're going to see we have a whole bunch of announcements coming out very soon. So who else? We're here. Will. It's actually called Amazing River Cruise 2017. Thank you. That's the name of the page. Yes, Amazing River Cruise 2017. But I think the Facebook link is facebook.com/group/ River Cruise 2017. But when you get to the page, it says Amazing River Cruise 2017. It's kind of confusing how Facebook does it. You'd think it would be simpler. But that's the deal. All right, let's see. We got so many people on right now. Anybody have any question, have any comment? Okay, here we go. Thank you, Will, for sending it. Right, it's facebook.com/groups/ River Cruise 2017. Right, so that's actually the URL. And I don't, let me see if I can send this out to everybody right now. If I type it here, send to all. Let me know. Hey, did you guys get that? Did everybody get that? I don't really know if that came through. Let me know if it came through. Okay, to everybody. Thank you very much, Will. I appreciate it. And Neil, thank you very much. Who else? Any other questions here? And if not, then I'm going to share this funny story with you because I know what you guys experience every single day when I share this. Okay, wait. Debbie. Hey, Debbie. I have a women's retreat at sea. Listen, everybody. I have a women's retreat at sea for this December. It is my third time. Awesome. I've done it on a biannual basis, so that every other year, right? The cabins are moving slow. looking for suggestions to market in a last-ditch effort to close some more cabins. I hear you loud and clear. So you've done this before. So Debbie, is it fair to say that you have a lower sign up than in years past? If you'd communicate with me, I want to know if you have lower, if you're not having as much success. So the answer is yes, you're not having as much success. Now, I'm going to ask you one more question, Debbie. Do you know why? Do you know why some of the people who have gone the last couple of years have not booked here? Has anybody expressed anything? Is there any trend? Have you found out why? Before we come up with a solution, we got to know what the problem is. So go ahead and type in, Debbie, and maybe you're typing in an answer. But listen, everybody, this is important. And that's why, while Debbie's typing this in, I got to tell you, I'm almost done with this group launch sequence, which I'm going to bring into boot camp. So you're already in boot camp. You guys are going to get it. It's already included, free. But I'm probably increasing the price of boot camp next year because this is going to be a whole other week's worth of materials. We'll see. The group launch sequence basically is the surefire way how to launch a group and prevent it from bombing. When I say prevent it from bombing, I mean kind of what Debbie's saying here. We think everything's great, whether it's a repeat group or a new group, and all of a sudden we open up for sale and we get some business, and then it sort of dies down. Why? Why does that happen? Well, the answer, really short, the answer is you have to build up, crescendo, and not take anybody's money. Don't even think of taking their money. Don't let them pay you. You're going to tell them when you open up the shopping cart and when it's going to close. So those of you who've been Ask Stewart hours before, I'm passionate about that. And that's what I'm doing for my River Cruise boot camp. I got a call from my father-in-law last night saying, how much? He said, because he's down in Boca, telling everybody, all of his friends, and they're like, how much? And he's like, Stewart, how much? I'm like, I said, Dad, I love you, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm not kidding you. My father, I said, I can't tell you. Why? Because I want to build up. I want everybody to know what's included. Why would I just throw out a price? Somebody's going to look at it and go, oh, that's high. Well, guess what? The price includes port tax, gratuities. It includes a special list, a special ad, a special list. So it's not fair to the people. They're going to make an incorrect assumption. So you launch, overcome all obstacles, tell them everything's included, say, ready, now I'm going to take your money. And that, because you always get your biggest, Debbie, you always get the biggest bang right when you open up for sale, right? Tell me, everybody, when you launch a group. I think we struggle too much to build sales. We believe momentum's going to build. But usually when we open up for sales, that's the biggest momentum we get. And then it drops off and a few things trickle in. Because here's the deal. Anybody who's going to go is going to buy right away. Anybody who's on the fence is going to wait, is going to wait, is going to wait. And Debbie, that's what you're faced with right now. Should I go? Shouldn't I go? Should I go? Shouldn't I go? And every day that goes by, more and more people will say, nah, because it's not top of mind anymore. The excitement is gone. It's over. It's been open for sale now, Debbie, probably for months. And they've moved on. They've made a decision. Maybe they've made other plans. Now, I don't want that to be the case for you because we're going to talk now about what maybe you can do to generate excitement. We're going to give you solutions, but I'm just saying for the future, the longer people sit and wait and they're not given some sense of urgency, the opportunity to get money from them decreases. And by the way, everybody, listen carefully. I never like to say close the sale. Never. If you ever hear me say close the sale, except for demonstration purposes like right now, I will buy you lunch. So this is demonstration purposes. And the reason why is because if we think close, well, what does the word close mean? The word close means to shut, to end. It's over. So if we close a sale with a customer, in our minds, we're just going to get the money and we're done, move on. In travel and in most businesses today, that's why there's no loyalty anymore, because we're so quick to move on. But in order to establish abundant loyalty and an abundant repeat business and referrals, you want to open the sale. When you get the money from that customer, you're opening the relationship. It's the beginning, not the end, not the close. It's the open, it's the start. Now, Debbie, I know what you're referring to. You need to sell those cabins. You need to close out the group. I get it, but I'm just saying. Okay, so Debbie says, I don't know why I have a smaller base this year. We did SurveyMonkey after each and every one gave us 5 stars. I don't know if it's the economy or what. I didn't do a Facebook page, but wish I had. I've seen a couple. I know you were using yours. Is it too late? Okay, and everybody else chime in too, and I'm going to keep going. I see people have made some comments and questions here. Let me go back here. Will, I know you just sent something here, so hang on here. So, Debbie, here's the deal. Here's what I would do. I would see if you can get together locally, get together right away, have a meeting. If you can't get together locally, schedule a conference call for everybody who's going and everybody who's not going. The other thing, I'm going to throw out a whole bunch of ideas, so listen up, everybody. I would sit down at my desk and I'd make phone calls to every single person who's been on the trips before but has not signed up this year. Call them and don't accuse them. Don't make them feel guilty. Just say, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, hey, you haven't signed up. We're going to miss you this year. Are you going to be away? Is there something else going on in your life? I want to help you out. I want to get you set up. Ask the question. Talk to them. Now, if they're not emailing you back or talking to you, they either have something else going on in their lives or for some reason they're turned off by it. They're not interested. But don't do it by email, Debbie. Pick up the phone and ask. And it's also a good idea. I know you're doing the survey right after the other trip, which is great. But are you leveraging those testimonials so that people who didn't fill out the survey saw that everyone else who did fill out the survey loved it? Here's another thing, Debbie. Do you have a page, a web page somewhere where you're showing who is already booked? Because that's what we call the bandwagon approach. Now, when I open up my River Cruise Group web page, it's not ready yet, so you can't see it yet. I already have a picture of everybody who I know is going on my river cruise, and it's called Who's Going. I've asked friends and family to send me a fun vacation picture that they've taken. I put it on the website, and I put the city and state where they're from. And I asked them, listen up, I asked them to answer this one question. What are you most looking forward to for this river cruise? And everyone's given me wonderful sentences. And I'm also saying how many river cruises they've been on. They've been on 1, they've been on 2, and it's that safety that, oh, other people have booked. Okay, let's go. And especially, Debbie, if they've traveled together before, they want to see their old friends. So make the phone calls. See if you can have a meeting. Have a meeting of people who booked, Debbie. And listen, everybody, this goes for all of you. If the group is bombing, okay, because you can do a relaunch. You totally can, but you have to find out why they're not booking. Okay, and then you need to attack that. You need to overcome the obstacles and objections. So you can have a series of meetings either by phone or in person and have an open thing like I'm doing with you. Ask me anything. This is Debbie. I'm your travel professional. Ask me anything. What do you need to know? And here's what you do. You say, okay, we're going to open up for sale again. You don't have to tell them that you never closed, but we're going to open up for bookings again starting at noon tomorrow. So you need to tell them when it's okay to book. You need to tell them exactly when it's going to book, because if they don't, you're going to close it out again. You never want to let them see you sweat. You never want to let them see that bookings are not coming in, because once you do, guess what happens? All right, everyone's going to be afraid that it's going to fall apart, and they're not going to book. That's one of the biggest reasons why groups fail is that if they see the agent without confidence, or if a proper launch wasn't done, and if so few people have booked, or if you're not telling everybody else that so many people have booked, that people are going to say, well, let's let the Joneses book first. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? Say amen. People need to see that everyone else is booked first. So when you come to my River Cruise website for the first time, you're going to see the people who have already booked. Now, these are friends and family. I haven't taken their money yet, but I know they're coming. So there's already momentum is established. All right, let's see what we got here. Debbie said, with your River Cruise, did you say you are doing step-by-step instructions on the bootcamp page? On the bootcamp page, well, I'm not doing step-by-step instructions for River Cruise. What I'm doing is if you join my River Cruise group on Facebook, then you'll see me rolling it out. What I am producing for bootcamp is the step-by-step instructions how to do what I call the group launch sequence. So Debbie, everybody on the call right now is going to have access to this. It's called a group launch sequence. So I will show you exactly what I'm doing, what I would suggest you do to launch a group, which is a series of well-crafted events. And it's not too late to start a Facebook group page. It's not, because you need to convince the people who haven't booked that they better get on the bandwagon here, because it's going to close out soon. Never want to let them see you sweat. And the worst thing to do, I think, is to cut the price. You don't want to cut the price, because then you just completely lose all integrity, and you're hurting the people who already booked. You're hurting the people who booked early, who had confidence. They're like, why they book now? I should have waited. Well, you got best availability. Yeah, but you dropped the price, but I'm going to give you the money back. No, it gets all messy. You never want to do that. You can offer an early booking incentive. This is the price, but if you book within this window, you get something special. I hate doing a discount. You know what I mean? Okay, let me check up here. Will said that, hang on, my bootcamp Facebook group is not working. Bootcamp by Stuart. It should be. I don't know why. So here's what we're going to do, everybody. We don't want to end the webinar. We don't want to end the webinar. Is everybody still here? Whew. Man, that was close. Hold on there. Now, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. Let's see here. Hold on. Tell me if you guys can see this here. I'm going to go to my Facebook page. Facebook, Bootcamp by Stuart. Let's get the URL. Bootcamp by Stuart. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you know why? Because it's a secret group, everybody. It's a secret group, and you absolutely, I'm going to send this to everybody. I had sent everybody an invitation, so if you're not in, tell me, and I'll make sure you get in. All right? I'll make sure you get in. Oops, we don't want that. Go away. Go away, go away. Hold on. I'm navigating. Come on. Okay, Lorene gave me an amen with 3 quotation marks. Thank you, Lorene. You're awesome. Okay, so tell me, Debbie, did I help at all? Did I help at all? Okay, Mike wants to know, explain the logistics of setting up a virtual meeting or a call. Well, first, let's just say you're going to do a phone call, okay, free conference call. Then what you need to do is you need to pick that date and time. And you need to make sure you know how to work it. It all works. It's really easy. And then you want to send out an email blast, or you want to post it on Facebook, all the social media places. However you are intending to reach this group, however you're talking to them. Okay, you want to, and whether it's for everybody or just a select group, and tell them that it's either going to be 15 minutes or 30 minutes. I would not want to do an hour. I know we have the Ask Stuart hour for an hour, but you know, you guys are welcome to come and go as you please if you got to go. But what you can do is this. What I would suggest, Mike, is this. I would say, you know, like for my River Cruise, we're going to do webinars, okay? And I think I'm going to try to stick to a 15-minute presentation, and then we're going to hang around for Q&A for as long as you need. So all I'm asking people to do is commit to 15 minutes. And they can go. I'm going to make sure I end at 15 minutes, believe me. Okay. But then you tell people, just like I do on other webinars that I do, I say, look, you're free to go when I'm done. Otherwise, hang around for Q&A. And if you don't have any questions, stick around, be a fly on the wall, see what everybody else is asking. Okay, so that's what I would do, Mike, and I would get out that phone number, whatever code, just make sure it's all correct, and just put a nice wall around it so everybody understands, and get them to RSVP, just like I do for the S Stewart Hour. You got to get them to RSVP, and you could use there's Evite. Let me ask you guys a question: is anybody out there using some kind of an invitation system that you're very happy with, that you love? Okay, because I think that's important. Why? Because the invitation system is going to look nice and professional. It will also send them a reminder. You want a reminder to go out because people are going to forget. And some of them add it to their calendar, but it's got to be easy to click RSVP. Really simple. And especially if it's by phone or however you're going to do it, someplace that's accessible at a good time. So tell me, Mike, was that enough information? And then you want to have an agenda. One more thing I want to tell you: have an agenda. Tell everybody what you're going to do in those 15 minutes. So when you guys see I launch my river cruise, we're going to do a sequence of 4 events, and I'm clearly defining what happens at each one. And I'm telling people that, look, I'm asking you to register for all 4 events right now. But if you can't make one, or if you're late to one, don't worry about it. I'm recording everything. You can come back and watch it if you miss it. But please, one click gets you to RSVP for all 4. Now remember, this is the build-up. I'm at the very beginning. I haven't announced pricing. I'm not taking anybody's money now. So you can do that by like for instance, my 3rd week, the 3rd meeting, that's when I'm revealing the prices will roll out. And the 4th week, that's when I'll take your deposit. I'm telling them right out what the agenda, what's in it for them. And one more thing, Mike, and everybody else on. Whenever you have a meeting, thank them, thank them, thank them. Start on time, end on time, and give them a gift. You don't have to go buy them a present. Okay, give them a gift, even if it's a document. Okay, even if it's a document that's your best 10 packing tips, or the things about Ireland you never knew, but now you'll know when you get there. Any kind of a top 10. Everyone uses the word hack these days. Have you heard of this? 15 hacks, 3 hacks, 2 hacks, 1 hack to sleep better, whatever the heck it is. Give them something free, and that free could be a special report that you created. It's easy to get that kind of stuff, right? You're going to love it. All right. Debbie said somewhat. I need to do a relaunch, as you stated. I will try a Facebook page and see if that helps. Yeah. The only thing I can't do for you is do it myself with you, Debbie. I'm certainly here to help if you want to post it on Facebook, get other ideas. But I have a feeling you're going to need to do a relaunch. But even before that, Debbie, even before that, now everybody, we're talking again to Debbie here, who's got that group that she's done several times before. It's the Women's Retreat, but the turnout is lower. You got to find out why. Remember, with every product launch, with everything you're selling, you need to have a successful marketing plan, and the marketing plan consists of the launch consists of the 4 P's. You guys know what the 4 P's are? P is in Peter. The 4 P's: product, price, place, and promotion. You may have the best product in the world. It could be a wonderful, fabulous price, loaded with value. And when we say place, that's not the destination of the itinerary. We may think that because we're in travel, but place refers to how you're going to reach them. Is there an easy way? Is there an email list? Is there a Facebook page? Is there a blog site? Is there a community center you're going to meet them? So the place is the reach. How you're going to reach them? What media are you going to use? Hopefully that's easy, right? And the 4th is the promotion. And that's where suppliers don't teach agents. They don't know. The BDMs, DSMs were never taught how to do a true product launch. And a group is a product launch. It's no different. No different. Okay. I hope that helps. Good luck, Debbie. Please keep in touch. So let's see here. Mike says, are all the folks doing these virtual meetings? Any results? So everybody type in here. Tell me, who here has ever done a virtual meeting to help give people information? I don't like to say you're selling, even though you are, but you're giving them information. You're engaging with them. What I'm going to do on my 15-minute presentation and then 15-minute open Q&A, or I'm not even going to say 15 minutes, I'm going to say open Q&A, is I'm going to ask people who have river cruised before, because they're the veterans. They think, I don't need to come to your presentation. I've been there, done that. Heck, I've cruised more than you, Stuart. You know how people get, right? I'm going to say, come and share. What were the top 2 things you loved about river cruising? What were the top 2 things that surprised you that you know for the next time? Come and share it. It's okay to brag, show off. But what you're going to do is you're going to help everybody else who's cruised or never cruised before, right? So I got to get these seasoned cruisers to come to share because I need them there. All right, so that they feel like a part of it. So in the meeting, it's about engaging, it's about sharing, and sort of make them feel like they're a part of the process. Not that they know it all, but that they just let them talk confidently, which will convince others who may be on the fence. River cruising is expensive, relatively speaking, and that it would be nice. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, they've done 3 already, and they're going. I look forward to meeting them. They sound pretty cool. They sound nice. Here we go. So anybody have any? So far, nobody has written anything in, Mike. So perhaps nobody's ever done a virtual meeting, and that's interesting because I think it's huge. This is what I do my whole life is virtual meetings, right? Okay, Carl says, how do you choose who to invite to the Facebook group for the River Cruise, or how do you get people to it? Okay, here's what I did for my River Cruise group. I went to my personal page, okay, which is Stuart Lloyd Cohen, and I created a group, and it asks you a series of questions. So be prepared. It will ask Facebook automatically ask you questions about the group, okay. And then you have the opportunity to make it public, private, or whatever. Now, I kept it secret until I had it all ready and set to go, because you could change it at any time. Okay, so if you want to make it public, like my River Cruise group is public right now, you can certainly promote it on your regular site. So Stuart Lloyd Cohen, I'm promoting it. Hey, friends and family, come here, come join my group. You can do that. Okay. Or, now listen up, everybody, and some of you who are Facebookers may know this. If you've ever done a group before, tell me if you've done this. You can go, you know what? I think I'm going to show you. How about I show you? Watch this. I just don't want to, let's see here. I don't want to end the session prematurely because that would be bad. Okay, now watch this. Watch. Amazing River Cruise group. Now, tell me, can you guys see this? Tell me, can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? I just want to know before yes, so Carl says yes. Now, all right, now, right here, this is my panel because I own the group. I'm the administrator. Right there where you see my little mouse going crazy, okay, I can add people to the group. Now, here is where I would add in the person's name as it's registered on Facebook. So let's say, Carl, you have your Facebook site is Carl Duncan. I would type in Carl Duncan. Facebook would see that, and I would type your name in, and you're going to get a message saying you've just been added to a group. Or if you don't know their Facebook, now pay attention. You see this here? It says invite by email. Watch. I'm going to click it. Look at that. Can you guys see that? You can type in the person's email address. So let's say you have a group, and Debbie, this goes for you too if you want to start this group. Let's say you already have 20 people already signed up. Okay, and maybe you don't know their Facebook names. Okay, so type their email address in here, and they're going to get an invitation. Now, I did this with each and every one of you for group boot camp by Stuart because that's a secret site. Nobody else can join it except you guys. It's closed. Okay, but that's how you do it, and that's how I did it. So I don't know if you guys can see this here, but I have 72 in. Doesn't mean they're all going on the cruise. I wish they all were. Maybe they will, but at least I sent out an invitation to, and I haven't lost anybody because I'm going real easy. Okay, and that's what I pinned that post so people can see what it is. Right. So tell me, hopefully, did that help? Hey, Jalal, welcome. By the way, Jalal, I credited you for helping to fix a mistake I was making, which is not emailing out the date of the next Ask Stuart hour a couple of weeks prior. I was posting it every place else, but I wasn't doing it by email, and I thank you. We're gonna solve that. All right, here we go. Jenny says, why a group instead of an event? Oh, Jenny, well, here's the deal. The event, you're right, you can do an event too. The event can be the meeting, the actual conference call, right? The event can be the cocktail party, right? Uh, the thing is, when you go to do an event on Facebook, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not the expert here. Remember I said, if you do an event, when you invite people to the event, it could be Stewart's River Cruise 2017, are you going? And I'm like, what if they don't know if they're going? So they either X out, they don't reply, or they click maybe, or they click no. Your goal is just to get them to join your Facebook page, and then you can do some marketing to them. Have a conversation. You don't want to sell, because they're gonna bolt. They don't want to get inundated with Facebook notifications, right? Jenny, does that make sense? Did I word that right? That we got 3 minutes left, by the way. That's why I did not an event, but I probably will do an event when I launch the sequence of webinars. Maybe, because I'm using GoToWebinar. I got to take a look at that. But that's why I chose a group instead. Okay, everyone's acknowledging that they could see the screen. Thank you, Carl, Lorene, Jalal, Sharon. Jenny said, but you may not have their email. Well, look, here's the thing. If you're doing a group and you have people signed up, and if you don't have people signed up, I think it's critical to have their email address because there could be information that you need to send them. For instance, you may want to send them a link to an online form. Remember, I'm telling you, and it's in boot camp, to be efficient. Okay, and I'm going to do this with my River Cruise group. I need to get all the personal information. Are you taking a medication? I mean, is there anything we need to know to be aware of? Do you have any food allergies? I want to know all the stuff. But there's no way I'm going to make a phone call to everybody and, hold the phone and make notes. I want them to type it in themselves. So an email address is important. But the bottom line is, how are you reaching them? If you don't have one defined way, Jenny, of reaching a group, I think it could very well fail. That means we're doing a group here that we're advertising. We're advertising somewhere saying, hey, if you happen to like craft beer, we're doing a group. No, you need to have a list, a craft beer lovers group. You need to know exactly where they are. Remember the 4 Ps: product, price, place, promotion. You need to have the place defined. Carl says, awesome. Thank you. You're welcome. Jenny says, yeah. Jenny says she has over 800 likes on a group cruise page, but only 2 bookings. Okay. All right. Let's get the launch stuff going. Have a program, have a seminar, have a session. Tell them, come to the event, 15 minutes. I'm going to present. Hang around for your questions and answers. If you come, I'm going to give you a free special report that's going to help you in all of your travel, something like that. Get it going, baby, and find out why. Find out why they're not coming, why they're not booking. Debbie said, yes, I can see the page. When the River Cruise is over, what happens to this page? That's a great question. We got 30 seconds to wrap this up, everybody. So hang on. Remember to sign up for the next 2 Ask Stewart hours. The next one is September 15th, and the next one is October 1st. We have special guest Catherine Heeg. She's a social media expert. And invite your friends to that, because that one, special guests, I open up to the whole world because I want to get more people in boot camp. There's a lot of your friends out there who need a lot of group help. They need help, and I want to try to help them. When the River Cruise is over, I'm probably going to keep the page there because I suspect when summer camp is over, when they're back from the cruise, they're going to want to reconnect and share pictures. And guess what, Debbie? How cool would it be if I could do another River Cruise or another trip in a year or 2 down the road after, and I keep them in the group? So I'm going to keep that group. Lori, my pleasure. I'm glad you liked the webinar. Lorene says, great job. Thanks again. My pleasure. Hey, everybody, it is time. We're going to close out and end. I want to thank you all for coming here, being here. If you know anybody else who needs group help, send them my way. I promise I'll take good care of them, and I'll thank you for your referrals. Happy sales, everybody. Until we meet again, bye for now.